Good morning. It is 6:20 a.m. and we got back to trail yesterday afternoon in Duke's bus. So Duke's husband's following her in a bus. So we had 6 of us with all of our packs in their mini bus. It was a nice ride back up here. We had to hang out with some people last night. We had our Subway sandwiches. We're at this glorious campground. Fireball and Hammer are still both sleeping. They're both cowboy camping. And Fireball's quilt is covered nice. There is some frost that I showed you on the table out there, but it really didn't feel that chilly, so I don't really know what the temperature is. Probably somewhere close to freezing. I've already had my breakfast. I'm drinking my coffee, so we're not going to get in a big hurry to leave here today because we have less miles. So yeah, I'm going to finish the coffee and then slowly get packed up here, and then we'll be on our way. It is 7:05, and no, we are nowhere close to walking. We're not really even up. So Fireball bought this brand Snow Peak fuel, and she couldn't get her stove to thread on it. I was sitting in my tent with my sleeping bag draped around me.
Is that on?
And yes, it's on. And I put her stove on the fuel, and when I did, liquid shot out of the thing all over my quilt. It was like liquid, it was almost like liquid nitrogen, like instantly froze. So we had a wet cloth, and I wiped it all off, and I think it's fine. And now it's just here to re-dry. You have to watch Hammer's channel because I think he's going to do a little Ivy-Tat impression this morning. So I'm ready for that. It is 8:05 a.m. We're still packing up. I'm all packed up. I'm actually pretty happy with how compact I was able to get my stuff. Hammer is getting close to getting his pack done. I think Fireball's getting pretty close too. We got our stuff dried out. Hopefully we'll be walking the next 10 or so, and then we're gonna really crush the miles today. I mean crush them.
I mean 10 miles.
Well, we're probably gonna do like 14 with the hike back to trail.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, crush him.
Crush it.
Crush them. Hammer is over there learning how to bear the weight of that load. Look how big this pack is.
I'm used to having the weight of the world on my shoulders, so this is nothing.
He did say he has 8,000 problems that he's working on.
8,001 now.
Fireball is gonna get ready eventually. We're back on trail, man. Well, we're on the side trail going back to the PCT. It's about, I think, 3.8 miles from the campground back to the PCT. And then we'll just see how the day goes. Kind of hoping to see if we can make 10 trail miles. But it's gonna depend on the snow and the situation. We don't have to make it that far, but looking beautiful up there. Hammer said this looks like a heart from a distance. And then I'm like, it looks like a frog that's whole front of its body's in the ground and its legs are just kicking up like, help me, help me. Ribbit. It took us right at 2 hours to do the like 3.8 miles back up the trail. It's all uphill. I didn't really do any filming because I filmed it all on the way down, but we are back here to the PCT. So I'm going to show you where we're at and we're going to head north. We're on another side trail off the PCT already to go see an Alpine lake called Chicken Spring Lake. Fireball says she wants to swim in it, but I think it's going to be covered in snow and ice still. A little bit different angle here. The lake is more thawed on this side, and Fireball is gonna swim. There are a group of 5 girls we just talked to. 3 of them swam. This is one of the coolest things yet, but there was no way we were swimming.
I got into my knees and it was so cold. I ended up using a little bit of a towel and wiping off a little bit. Hammer got into his knees. Fireball laid on that flat rock right there and dangled her hair back so she could get her hair wet without getting her body wet. But it's beautiful. I've only seen stuff like this in movies. It's gorgeous. All right, let's see if I can do a 360 here. Here's the lake we were just at down there. We ended up staying at Chicken Spring Lake back there for probably an hour and a half. It's 12:20 now. There was a little bit of a climb, which you saw the views from the top of, out of there. We finished that. And now we're just kind of leveled off for a while, then we're gonna go down. So we should have about 4 non-PCT miles and about 10 PCT miles today. And have a short day tomorrow to set up for Whitney. There are other ways to do this, but we were trying to do the Sierra in a way that we could really enjoy it. Yeah, carrying 8 days of food's a lot, but when do you really have that kind of opportunity to be totally in the backcountry for that length of time? So looking forward to it. Also going a little slower here gives us a few more days for snow to melt ahead of us. So everything's working out pretty well. I know we're gonna have to deal with a good bit of snow, a lot more than we have at some point, but I don't think that's yet. So that's good. And right now it's just been beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Longhorn sheep is what they're called.
They're called bighorn sheep, but these views are just crazy. Looks like this is the boundary where we will enter Sequoia National Park. Okay, so Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. However, this one is actually Sequoia where we're at right now. How in the world is this tree growing out of that rock? Craziness. I'm sitting here on a log. I've been here for about 30 minutes. This is my view. I'm not really sure what to do here. 5 people have passed me. The last guy sat down and talked to me for a little bit. And it was somebody we knew. And I said, have you seen Hollywood and Fireball? He said, oh yeah, they're up ahead. I was like, nah, they're not ahead. They were behind me. They've never passed me. He says that they were for sure ahead of him. And he said they left a water source before him and before these other two girls that had come by 10 minutes before he did. He said Hammer and Fireball were both ahead of them. And he didn't see him at all. So I don't know if they got on a different trail by accident or what. Or if he's just mistaken. So I've been here for about 30 minutes. I'm going to sit here a little bit longer. And then if they don't show up, I guess I'm going to keep walking down to where we were planning to camp. But they should be here soon, I would think. All right, they finally showed up. Apparently Fireball found some bathtub. She said it wasn't like a cold lake. She was just playing in a puddle. And Hammer sat on the bank listening to rap music, apparently. Well, I've been sitting on the freaking log for 45 minutes trying to figure out where they're at. So the guy that told me all the stories that I didn't share all of them with you about where they are, none of that was true. They didn't get lost. Coming down that last hill, I just fell. Somehow I got my foot tripped up. It's been, I don't know when the last time I actually fell. I went all the way down. The weight of this pack kind of slung me over. It took me a second to get back up, but it was kind of slow motion. Nothing hurt or anything. I feel fine. But we are coming up on what our guide tells us is our first risky water crossing. There are some notes from someone else before us that there is a log bridge you can shimmy across. So we're going to try to find that and see what the situation is. But man, isn't this beautiful? I got across just fine. Got this beautiful camp spot right by this rushing stream, and look at this view. Here's my tent. I just finished eating some soy ramen for dinner, and I have one Reese's Nut Rages left for my ration of food today. I could eat 6 or 8 of them probably, and a couple more packs of ramen. We have got a phenomenal view. I know I've already showed you, but I just can't stop. Fireball is trying to repack her bear can. How's it going?
Not going so well.
Not well? I have faith in you. I think you could do it.
Well.
That's a deep subject. Hammer's got like a whole smorgasbord over there. It has been a glorious day with glorious views, and I'm looking forward to another short day tomorrow to get us ready for Mount Whitney at midnight tomorrow night. So with that, I'm going to tell you have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.